Hello, everybody, and welcome to another California Psychics Tarot Thursday featuring one of our top rated and fan favorite psychics, Psychic Marin here. Today,
Hello.
during today's Tarot Thursday lesson, we're going to be discussing a bunch of the career and financial cards that are centered around the suit of pentacles, if I'm correct, Marin. And
You are
also,
correct.
yes, and I was going to also mention that we also have some candle work craft to pair along with today's tarot lesson. So get your pens and paper out and go
Mhm.
ahead and sit back and relax for today's Tarot Thursday lesson. And as a reminder, after today's Tarot Thursday lesson, we will have some time for some general card pulls as well. So if you want, go ahead and take it away, Miss Psychic Marin.
Thank you, Carson. And thank you, everybody that's trickling in and joining us. Since we are in the month of March and we've got St. Patrick's Day and some aspects of March that really are money drawing, this is the month of money and career. So I'm going to briefly go over the suit of Pentacles. I'm choosing some very specific cards within the suit of Pentacles that are more geared towards money and money manifestation, career. And I'm going to give you just a very brief synopsis of some of these cards so you can learn what the differences are. And what we're aiming towards is if you're working in a job, in a career, if you're trying to manifest money, whatever your situation and circumstance is right now regarding money, pay attention because as I go through the cards, I want you to figure out what really resonates more with you. What are you trying to manifest? And then we're going to turn that into a craft at the end, more of a manifestation craft. So stay tuned if you want to have a more specific question answered. Towards the end, we'll get to those, but we're going to go over this for about 15-20 minutes. And as always, if you have any tarot related questions, you can pop those in the comments and Carson will reiterate those to me. So
Absolutely.
starting with the Ace of Pentacles. The aces are the one card. So aces are new beginnings or new opportunities. So this little ace is showing that we've got this coin, we've got this right in the palm of our hands. So this is a go for it, new potential. The suit of pentacles is associated with the element earth, and we know those rich minerals, gold and silver, all of those wealthy minerals come from the earth. Also, it's very coin shaped sometimes in the suit of tarot. These coins are known as discs. They're often similar associations or names given, but in the most traditional, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, these are seen as pentacles, sometimes coins, discs, but you get the idea. It looks very much like a coin, so it's pretty easy for you to remember that gold comes from the ground, so it's the suit of earth. And earth is a grounding element. So with the ace, this is new opportunities, new beginnings. If you're searching for a new job, perhaps you are in the interview process. Maybe you've unfortunately lost your job. And so this might be a card that's important right now to you if you're trying to manifest a new career or even a promotion, anything where you're up leveling or a new opportunity. This is the card you would want to work with. Number two, we've got the Two of Pentacles. This card's pretty simple. This is like you're weighing your options. Maybe you've got a choice to make. So anytime there's a two, it's more of about decisions, choices. If you've had a couple job interviews, you're trying to figure out which one's the better choice to make. Hey, universe, give me a sign. Like I need a real clear sign of what I should choose. The Two of Pentacles energy is what you want to work with. The Three of Pentacles is collaboration and community. And in this picture, we see an architect and a couple patrons. Then, and in the background, we see this cathedral image. What this is representing is this coming together, this union of community that's building something. Sometimes this card comes up when you're in the process of wanting to build a home or you're trying to build like a physical, tangible business or structure. So if you were already past maybe the very beginning stage of a business or career, This is now a little bit further into that journey where now you actually are building the business. So if you need to maybe rebrand your business, or you're looking for fine tuning some things, or coming together, bringing more employees in, growing, this would be the card that you would want to work with, that Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is the hoarder. This person's hanging on to their money for dear life. So maybe this isn't how you want to necessarily feel. So this might not resonate with you, but if you've got a problem with savings, let's say that you've got that Bahamas trip coming up this summer that you need to save up for, and you're just having a hard time. It seems like money's just slipping down the drain. This would be the card of savings. So on the surface, it doesn't look like a very pleasant card. Looks kind of like, I'm hanging on to my money for dear life. This energy is going to assist you with saving, buckling down, minimizing all of those frivolous expenditures. So, even though it's not like the friendliest of image, it certainly has a purpose, and that is to help you hang on to that money instead of it slipping through the cracks. We're going to skip over the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is more about like rejection. So this isn't really an energy that most would want to manifest. And so we're keeping it more positive and trying to bring in money. This is more of an indication of poverty, that even the church isn't going to let you in. A lot of misfortune in this card. So not necessarily something that we would use to manifest in this working, but for the purposes of just learning, I'm going to go through it really quick. On to that Six of Pentacles, kind of a similar energy. This is more of money coming in, money going out. So if you were somebody that really loved to gift, if you were a philanthropist, if you wanted to be more involved with charitable work, this would be that card. This is kind of like the Robin Hood of the tarot. He even is adorned in more of that appropriate era clothing. But this is a person that is very fortunate, giving to those that are less fortunate. So there's a concept of reciprocity, or this reciprocal energy. Money's going to keep coming in as long as you keep giving it. But what this card doesn't indicate is that you can just hoard, 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 accept all this money and then not give. So that's one of the key differences in some of these other cards, is this is for the purpose of you continuing that flow of money because you need money to help others. Maybe you want to help your son move out and buy his first home. So if I need that extra money to be able to give, this would be the card that you would want to work with. Seven of Pentacles. This card is reflection time. You have planted that garden, you've tended to that garden, it's growing, but now it's time to pause and see what really needs to be modified to continue to ensure this abundance and success. Probably not one of the main cards you'd want to work with in a ritual or doing a craft, but it is something where if you are at a stage in your business, it would be appropriate to pause and reflect and just take this card into consideration so you know what it means, but maybe not something that's really worthy of manifesting. Do you want to manifest that pause and reflection? You probably are already in that state of mind and wanting to get out of it, but it's worth me noting what this card actually means. But we're sticking to those cards that would likely be used in this manifestation craft. So I'm going over that one rather quickly. Eight of Pentacles. This is monotony. This is doing the same thing over and over and over again, ad nauseum. Again, another card you might not really want to use for the purpose of this craft. But if you were in a job or you were questioning the stability of your job and this came up, your guides are telling you your job's secure. You're just going to be doing the same redundant thing over and over and over. There was a song I remember from like summer camp, like push the button, and this that song repeats in my mind, where it's just push the button, do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And some people like that. Some people don't want to have too much mental stress and overwhelm, and they want to just work on that conveyor line and push the button. This is a lot of stability and security and redundance, but not a lot of real growth. The Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody that is so blessed and secure with the financial stability. that she doesn't have to worry about money. She now can attune to these little spirit guides, this little bird. She's out in her abundant garden of wealth, but she's not focused on the money. She's so blessed that she can now turn her attention elsewhere. So if you are in this position, if you are very abundantly blessed and you are wanting to transcend the more financial, mundane aspects of this world, and you're really wanting to dive into more of that spiritual connection and understanding of the other energies in our world, this is a card that would be appropriate, but not really one that's like manifest money, bring me more money. This would be manifesting security in money and attempting to turn your focus and attention elsewhere because money's not an issue. Hopefully, you're as fortunate to have these problems. And then 10 of Pentacles, this is legacy money. This card is royalty. There's a castle in the background. There's generations of money. We see grandpa, we see the parents, we see the dogs, the animals. We've got the whole family here. And so, what this card means is that there's so much abundance that there's going to be inheritance. This is going to be generation after generation that benefits from this degree of wealth. So this could be the card if you were working with playing the lottery. I'm talking like big money. So if you are somebody that likes to dabble with luck and games of chance and lottery, you would want to work with this card if you are focusing more so on lottery winnings, big money, inheritance money, as compared to just career money and some of the other cards that we've gone through. Lastly, I did want to just give a quick little nod to these King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. This is just a more general purpose. If it was a male, female, if you were seeking financial security in more of just a general sense, not really sure how that's going to come about, but you just wish that you could say, this is me. I am financially secure and stable. I'm the king of my kingdom. You would choose a more general card in this sense that is denoting money because it is that suit of pentacles. So, for the purpose of our craft today, actually, I'm going to pause right there for a second, Carson, in case there's any questions before I continue with the rest of our exercise.
I do not see a lot of questions. I do see one from Daniel from YouTube. But right before we get into that, I do want to remind everybody that we do, or that Psychic Marin can answer any questions you have about the art of tarot or any of the cards that you see here today. We want to use a little bit of this time to make sure you can learn a little bit more about the art of tarot and any general questions that you might have about reading, about what a card means, et cetera, et cetera. This is a great time to do so, but we will have time for also general card pulls a little bit later in the stream. Marin is wrapping up her lesson pretty soon, but we still have a little bit of time. But just wanted to provide that reminder for everybody that we will have some general card pulls here in just a moment. But that question from Daniel was about specifically the Nine of Pentacles, Marin.
Okay.
Mainly wondering if the meaning, and I can kind of say yes for this, the meaning upside down in a reverse position, would that kind of provide the opposite sort of meaning that you were providing for it before?
That is correct, Carson. You are a Tarot student and you've heard all these lessons. So thank you for answering for Daniel. That is correct. This would be in a very positive, upright, we call this upright reversed position. So this would be, yes, you are very abundantly blessed. There's a lot of financial security. This would indicate that money's kind of upside down. What it also, just to maybe give it a little bit more detail, is that this would indicate that at one point you were really secure. So this isn't like I've never been secure. I have no concept of money. I've always struggled. This would show that, wow, your riches are starting to diminish. Like maybe you were really financially blessed and now it's starting to dwindle. So you need to catch that. You need to stop that. You need to budget. You need to catch that spending so it doesn't continue to slip away. So it doesn't necessarily mean like the dire straits of what this awful Five of Pentacles energy is. This is homelessness, poverty, you're out on the streets, you are really down and out. So this is a far stretch from that, but it definitely is more of a warning, like careful, we don't want to continue with this spending habit. It's time to start to save again, or time to pay attention because those monies are diminishing. Thank you for your question.
All right. I do see another question, but I want to save that a little bit towards later, just because I think it's not too much in relation to career.
Okay.
Daniel also saying thank you, but I did want to also take a quick pause and shout you out, Marin, and the best ways to reach you on CaliforniaPsychics.com. Marin is one of our certified tarot experts on California Psychics, but she is not limited to just tarot on our website or app. When you get that one-on-one reading experience with her, Psychic Marin is gifted in so many different ways, but we like to keep this as a little bit of a themed Tarot Thursday, kind of rolls off the tongue. But you can reach out to Marin for a variety of different questions beyond the art of tarot. And I'm sure people are already dying to know, with your expert knowledge, Marin, when is that very next time you are going to be online and ready for these one-on-one readings on California Psychics? And what is your regular schedule like throughout the week as well?
Thank you, Carson. My regular schedule is I like to break it up and have a few hours in the afternoon and then again a few hours in the evening. That accommodates all the different time zones. If there's ever a time that you don't find I'm available, like 8 in the morning, I'm not typically an early bird, but I do make some accommodations so you can reach out to customer service if you ever want to book an appointment or request that I log on at a certain time. But typically it's every afternoon an hour, and following this live, so about 45 minutes or so, I'll be logging on, and I'll be on all afternoon and again this evening.
All right. And if you missed our Monday live stream, Psychic Marin was featured on our previous free live preview of California Psychics. So if you're wanting an additional kind of preview of what it's like to get a reading with Psychic Marin, you could go and watch our previous Facebook live, our free live preview of California Psychics with Psychic Marin. And also, just a reminder for that guaranteed answer to your question, that's when you head to CaliforniaPsychics.com or our California Psychics app and reach out to psychics like Marin for that guaranteed answer to any of the questions that you may have. And also, and it's a more personal format, that one-on-one reading on California Psychics. The only people who are present are you and Marin. So if you want to get away from the live stream and kind of get into more personal details, you can always go again to California Psychics. Now, Marin, I want to hand it back to you so we can discuss more about our pentacles and I guess cards that relate to finances and career. And as a reminder for
Yes.
everybody watching, we will be having time for general card pulls after today's lesson here shortly.
Mhm. Thank you. So in manifestation work, I often incorporate candles. And the reason why is because the candles serve as a meditation tool or a focal point. So if I were to light a candle, an aromatic, like a scented candle, I just light it and walk away, and my house smells beautiful. This is a little bit different. This is taking just your very average candle that you can buy at the grocery store. You can buy these at the dollar store. You can buy these in the Hispanic food section or your Hispanic market. But these candles are very general, all purpose candles. These are often referred to as glass encased candles, or sometimes they're known as 7-day or novenas, 9-day candles in the Hispanic community. They have, yeah, I'm not going to go too much into candle work. I'm just going to leave it at that for now, just to keep the lesson rolling along. But these candles come in a variety of colors. And so white is always the general all purpose color if you can't find green. Green would be ideal for this lesson if you were working with money and manifestation. But alternatively, you can always use white. White is invoking spirit or guides, angels, blessing. So we're going to work with a general white candle today. And because the Ace of Pentacles is seen as the new beginnings, new opportunities, new money avenues. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're looking for a new job. Maybe that you've got a secure job. Maybe you're in sales, but you just need more leads. You need more clients. So what I've chosen for our exercise today is the Ace of Pentacles. I've chosen this card. We kind of went over all of these cards in brief detail. So if you're now joining us, this is going to be posted later and you'll be able to watch the brief tutorial to choose your card that's relevant for your situation. But I have printed out this card. These images aren't copywritten. The Rider Waite Tarot deck you can get online. You can screenshot images of these. It's not for profit. So this is something that is not a copyright written image that you can have access to printing out. I'm going to print this out and then I'm going to work with Mod Podge. This is a decoupage. This is just a super simple craft. I'm still in the mundane sense right now of just making the candle. There's not a lot of real magic, so to speak, at this point. I'm still in the creative stage of assembling my candle, but I'm thinking about my goals. I'm starting to activate the magic. I'm starting to think about what it is that I am trying to draw in and create as I'm applying this Mod Podge to the glass. Then I'm going to take my label and I'm going to affix it to the glass. And then I'm going to just make sure that it is straight. And then I'm going to go over the top of it with a light little coat of the Mod Podge. So you can see that I've attached it. And now I'm just going to quickly go over it. These are very simple to make, even if you don't have a lot of crafting experience. And again, I'll show the Mod Podge in one more second so you can see it again. So I have now attached this label, and forgive me, there's a little wrinkle on it, but for the sake of time, I'm going quick. So here is my final attached candle. It'll dry in about 1 minute, and I attached it with the Mod Podge. Dries clear. And once I have finished consecrating this candle, sometimes people like to add some related herbs or ingredients to help enhance this. Anything that is pertaining to money and manifestation, herbs like five-finger grass, mint, rosemary is for clarity, to get clear on what it is you're trying to manifest. There's a whole lot of options that you can add to this, but because we're really focusing on the tarot, that's not as necessary. But if you have a background in root working or you understand the magical associations with herbs and elements, then that's something you could go ahead and add. Some people like to just add that sprinkle of glitter to make it appealing. But what's really important is this final phase of when we are creating or consecrating this candle. What makes it a magical candle compared to just the average mundane scented candle that you light in your household? Well, it's the fact that you are now praying upon this, you are invoking this energy, you're using this to manifest. So I'm going to take a second. And whether you are somebody that really likes to write out their prayer or you are somebody that likes to just visualize it, I've even suggested before that you take a Sharpie and write your prayer on the glass itself. I will bring in 5 new clients by the end of March. however you want to positively, not, I really, really hope I'm going to bring in more clients, or gosh, business has been slow lately and I'm just so upset and I want to change. Nope. It needs to be said in the positive, in the affirmative. I will. This is what's going to happen. Very precise, very positive, whether you want to write it or just think it. The power is in the prayer and the thought. It's in the intention. So get really clear on what that intention is. I like to hold the candle like this, and then my other hand over the top of it, and I like to hold it up against me, and I pray over it. And I am imagining and seeing how I'm going to reach those clients, how I'm going to manifest this new contract, whatever that Ace of Pentacles or saving money, whatever the card is that you chose. You're now consecrating this, which is creating that connection and that prayer. And when you are finished and grounded, you take this candle and you light it. And you light it and you set it somewhere where it's going to be fire safe. Ideally, you want to keep it lit. If that doesn't work for you, let's say that you've got animals or you've got small children. Another option is you can keep it lit, but anytime you leave or you want to leave it in a safe place, you can put it in your shower stall, you can put it in your sink basin, on top of your kitchen oven, like anywhere where if it were to get knocked over or if it were to crack or anything were to happen, you would be very, very fire safe. Very, very important, because again, we're dealing with magical candles, not your average candle, and crazy things have happened. Trust me, I've had candles crack and explode and carpets ruined with wax falling all over the ground. So let's keep it safe. Very, very important, because things happen when you're dealing with energy and it's a different kind of magic that we're working with. So keep yourself fire safe. Whether that means that you want to snuff it out just for that extra safety, ideally leaving it burning. But if you do snuff it out, it's best for you to take another, like a plate or an object where you can smother it out and extinguish the candle that way. If you have a candle snuffer that you can use, but what you don't want to do is blow it out. One of the things that they say with manifestation in candles is that if you are blowing it, sometimes it's blowing away that energy. So ideally, you want to snuff it out or extinguish it this way. So when you are living your life, this is why it's best if you can leave it lit. If you're living your life and you are walking in and out of your living room and you see this candle burning, you may want to even take a picture of it and monitor the progress of it every couple days. But every time you walk by and you see this, it's a constant reminder of what this goal is. So the magic is not only in just the prayer and the act of you putting all of this attention and energy into the working, but the magic is also in you walking by this and reinforcing the thought and the power of your thoughts and your beliefs and the energy and physical, tangible work that you are doing on a day to day basis to keep this goal going. So it's almost like an accountability. It's a way of you refreshing yourself and reminding yourself 20 times a day when you walk by this, you're going to keep that eye on the prize and you're going to manifest this goal. When this candle runs out, when you finished, you can do another one, you can repeat it. I've had people burn candles for 6 months straight, over and over and over again, the exact same, not the same candle, but printing out the same label, consecrating a new candle, and continuously keeping it going. Another fun option is to take, if you were to get like a match or a shish kebab stick or a skewer, if you were to take the flame from one as it was almost burnt out, and then use that same flame to carry over and ignite your new candle, you can keep, in theory, a candle flame going for months and months and months and months, continuing to light new candles and new candles, harnessing that energy of that very initial flame that you used for that first candle. So this is a craft for you, a manifestation tool for you to be able to bring in that wealth, bring in that new career, and help make March a very successful month for you financially and career wise, with just this very simple exercise to help you keep that focus and manifest those goals.
All right, Marin, that was a wonderful lesson today. And we have some kind of comments and some small questions, but um, one from T. Um, she's just asking if you should keep it lit always, if possible. She always tends to burn hers until what she has been asking for has kind of manifested itself. And then
Yes.
also kind of a question from Verena as well. Thank you both for attending today as well. She is asking where you can purchase, I guess, some examples of those candles.
hmm So these candles, obviously, you can purchase these online. The most of the like spiritual supply shops are called botanicas that you could easily find online to purchase these. But you can find these at a dollar store. You can find them in the Hispanic food sections of your grocery store. Usually they have white, green, red. Sometimes you see them with the saints on them. Sometimes you'll see images and Jesus and different religious figures on them, and often you just can find them plain glass candles. So dollar stores, but specifically in grocery stores, I mean, Rayleigh's, Safeway, almost any grocery store will at least have the white candle in the Hispanic food section, not in the general candle section where you find all the fragrances and room sprays and where you see the abundance of the scented candles. So look for that like in the Hispanic food section. Usually it's just a smaller portion of the aisle, but you will always at least find the white there. The color ones are a little trickier to find, but that's why I wouldn't worry as much about the color. If you were able to even just find the white for the general all purpose, that's just fine. And to address your question about the burning, I have a really strong background in candle magic, and so I kind of cut myself off when I could have talked for an entire hour just on candle work and fire flame reading. There's a whole divination just in reading the burn patterns of candle flames, the glass patterns and what it leaves behind. If it's filled with black soot, if there's a lot of wax residual remains, all of that matters. But for this very elementary, very basic introduction to candle work, why we suggest keeping it burning is because if you want to get into reading and candle divination, it is best to have a solid one-time burn. You light it and you let it burn, and in a week, once it's completed, you can look at it and read the results. So if somebody's saying, well, it's best to leave it burning, that's the primarily reason why it's best to leave it burning, because every time you are lighting and putting out and lighting and putting out, you're changing the way that that candle is burning. If it's only lit for 15 minutes, it's not going to get very, very, very hot like a candle can. Or let's say that you've had it burning for 3 days straight and it's barely flickering and the candle flame, it keeps going out. Not a very positive sign. There's a flaw in either what you're trying to manifest, how it's been worded, what you're trying to do. So again, I know that this isn't really like a candle lesson per se. We're focused more on the instruction of tarot. So I wanted to give more of a simple overview of how to work with a candle and less about the pyromancy and fire divination. But because some of you chiming in and watching are more advanced, I do think it's appropriate just to make that comment about why we like to leave it burning all the way down. And anytime you've had a candle burn all the way down and there's this tiny little ring, or when you look down in the candle and you see a complete circular wing of wax that still remains, that's an indication that the goal has not quite been achieved yet. So to keep it going, burn another candle, keep it going until you get a clean burn to where everything is completely clear. Once you get that completely clear burn, that's how in candle divination you can tell that your goal has been achieved or it will be accomplished. So that's candle burning 102. That's more advanced work, but thank you for asking that question.
All right. I feel like that is a really good stopping point for today's Tarot Thursday lesson because we do want to have some time for some
Yes.
general card pulls. A lot of people really resonating with some of the stuff you are mentioning also about the candles as well. And I do apologize for putting a stop on there, but I do want to have some moments to get y'all's general questions answered. And during
Yes.
these final 20 minutes, we're going to pick as many possible questions as we can, but there are going to be no particular order for our question polls. So if you feel like you are not getting your question answered, just go ahead and comment your question again, and we will try our best to answer as many as we possibly can. Now, while we get those questions coming in, I do want to have a couple of points for our audience that they'll want to know. First of all, for those who are watching on Facebook, you may have noticed that there was another California psychic that joined our live stream. This person was not associated with California Psychics. And if you happen to get a message after the live stream from an account that you do not recognize, just a reminder that that these people are not associated with California Psychics, and you can only get a reading with our psychics, like Psychic Marin here, on CaliforniaPsychics.com or our California Psychics app. Which also pulls me to our second point, which is shouting out to the best ways to reach Psychic Marin on CaliforniaPsychics.com and our California Psychics app. You can reach out to her through phone call or book that one-on-one reading appointment with her on our website or app. But Marin, when is the very next time you're going to be online and ready for those one-on-one questions on California Psychics? And again, not limited to just tarot. We like to keep it a little bit of a themed live stream, but we know you are so gifted in so many different ways as well. But Marin, what is your schedule looking like this week?
So I will be going, not going live. I will be available on the line right after this live, which is in about 20 minutes. And I will be on all afternoon, then again this evening. The remainder of the week, I have mostly just evening hours, Friday, Saturday. But then next week, my typical schedule is I do a few hours in the afternoon and then again a few hours every evening. So I'm pretty accessible. But if you need any help, you can always reach out to customer service.
Yes, our customer service team at California Psychics is so gifted and so helpful, especially when it's working towards getting you booked with a psychic that you are having a little bit of trouble getting your one-on-one appointment with. Just say, hey, I'm having some trouble booking with Psychic Marin, and they will be able to help, as well as help you get started if you are a new user to CaliforniaPsychics.com. They'll be able to answer any of the questions that you may have about our service. Now, we are going to be pivoting over to our general card pull section of the live stream. So thank you everybody for your patience, and we hope you enjoyed the lesson portion of today's Tarot Thursday. Now, our first question, and this is going to be sort of, well, I will read out the question and you'll understand what I mean. It's a little bit about kind of the art of tarot. Chastity is wondering what the Tempest card could mean when it applies to somebody going through something. She recently got a reading on her person of interest and was told that the Tempest card is currently what he is going through. Could you elaborate on what this could mean, Marin?
Of course, yeah. And I am, let me grab my other deck really quick. This is, I believe that there could be a mistake in how she typed it or worded it or how this is being pronounced because the formal name of the card is Temperance, if that's what she means. So I just wanted to make sure that it was the Temperance card, not the Tempest, because unless there's a different deck, I think that she probably just misunderstood what was said. Because the card is known as the Temperance card. So this is the Healing Angel card. This card means that there is a need for balance. This card comes up a lot when there are health matters. Sometimes that could allude to substance matters, alcoholism, anything regarding mental health. That this flow of water is where that alcoholism and substance could be construed. But we've got 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the water. And this angel, this archangel is tempering, back and forth, back and forth. And we know it to be healing because we've got what looks like the third eye that is illuminated, very reminiscent of that old fashioned doctor's light, or kind of like the surgeon's light as they're going in. And so it's precision with third eye healing, and we've got this nice balance. So if you're familiar with the process of tempering metal, I use this analogy all the time because we've all seen the blacksmith beating the hot iron and then dipping it in the cold, then back into the hot and beating it. So that concept of tempering is like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it's just right and there finally is balance. But because of all of the health elements to this, it's often shown as this person's needing to heal, they're needing to purge, detox, clean. Lot of symbolism in this card that shows that. Without going more and more, I could talk all day about irises and the volcano and what all this energy is. But look it up and look up the meaning and the symbolism in a lot of these messages in the card, because I think it will make a lot of sense. This is a card of somebody that's needing to retreat to really find that balance and mentally start to get clear and detox. So I hope that that clarification helps you.
Yes, thank you for asking that question, Chastity. It was a really good one. Now, our next general card pull is going to be from Jennifer. Jennifer is just requesting a general card for herself. Please, Marin.
Okay, Jennifer. Well, we're starting off good because this is the Two of Cups. Everybody wants the Two of Cups. This is that card of sacred union, definitely more of like a marriage card, not just love, but more of like positive union, marriage. And this Codicus, a lot of healing cards. Look at I can pull the Temperance card that I just used from my other deck. Look at the same wings and healing, a lot of that same similar energy of indicating that this is a healing relationship. So there's a divine union bringing the two of you together. If you like the term soulmate, this is more of that soulmate card, but likely that there is a marriage on the horizon, or that you are newlywed or really focused on marriage in this aspect of your life right now.
All right. The Two of Cups. Really good card, Jennifer. Thank you for your question. Now, our next card pull is going to be for regarding a different Jennifer, but from Daniel. Daniel is asking about Jennifer. She is going through a lot, and Daniel let her know that he is there for her.
Okay.
Will what she is going through affect the two of their connection? So.
Repeat that last part, Carson. What she's going through? Will it what?
Jennifer is going through a lot. Daniel is there for her. Will the situation that she's currently going through affect their connection? Is the question.
Yeah, from this I would defer yes and no, because what this is the card of communion and coming together, and this is more so of sourcing friends, like the crowdsourcing. You need your friends, you need that support. This is shown as three women going out toasting, they're cheering. Obviously doesn't feel like it's like the cheeriest of situation, but if she's relying on friends, you've indicated that you're there for her and trying to help her. But I look at this as, well, looks like other people are trying to be there for her as well, and other people may be trying to help her, and maybe their influence might be, hey, let's go out, let's go get drinks, let's go shake it off. And so if there's a little bit of energy that maybe you're combating, or if there's a competition, I'm lacking a better word, but if it feels like there's competition amongst friends and who's she hanging out with and who's she really leaning into, she might be tending to spend more time with female friends right now. And so your follow-up question of like, is that affecting the connection? Might feel that way to you, but if she's leaning on those girlfriends and needs that support right now, the message is that that's okay, and that's what she's doing. So that girl support might be a little bit different than the partnership support that she's getting from you. And I think that this might feel a little threatening right now, but it's okay. It doesn't affect the relationship overall, but might make you feel like you're not as important or not the primary person in her life right now. So again, that's the Three of Cups.
All right, Daniel. We want to thank you for attending today's Tarot Thursday as well. And thank you. Sorry, just reading the
That's okay.
chat. Our next question comes from T. We are going to go with the career card from T just to save some time and give some more time for other questions. She's saying also hello from Medine. She came here too to refocus her energy. So congrats, and hope you are enjoying yourself there as well, T.
Thank you. So she wanted more of a career focus card.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a little not so great. This is in a reverse position, and I do read reversals, and so this is showing like there is not as much financial stability. This is that king, so this is somebody that is like ultra confident and stern, and I've got the balance financially. It's beneath him. Always pay attention to the position of these coins of the pentacles in the card. Are we gazing up like dreaming, or is it beneath us to where it's not defining us? We don't need the money, we're so financially secure. Well, in this position it's showing like you're not the king right now. Bummer. This is not as financially secure. So it's more of just a reflection of like money might not be as stable right now in your life, but it definitely isn't like a real down and out worry. It's just showing, yeah, maybe not as financially secure as you would like to be. Timeline wise shows me that this is going to take until late October for you to start to flip this situation around and start to feel solid again. So it looks like going to be a long, hard summer of a lot of work. But I do feel that this is going to right its situation by fall.
All right. T, we hope that card pull from Marin resonated with you. But we also want to thank you for attending today's Tarot Thursday live stream as well. It was nice to see you. Now, our next card pull is from Ava. Ava is saying she has no word from Ryan yet. Oh, so this is a love card. No word from Ryan yet. She is wondering if Ryan is her person or if she should be giving her ex Joe a second chance.
I want to do one for each and I'll keep it quick. So we're going to do Ryan and we're going to do Joe. Oh, fascinating. We've got two pentacles and I don't want to confuse you because of the screen being opposite. This is Ryan. So this is saying you're patiently waiting, trying to refine this, figuring out what to do. So you're not patiently waiting. You're not tending to this garden. You're this. I think that this card really speaks for itself. It's a perfect reflection of your questions, showing that nope, you're done waiting. I'm not going to keep the patience. I'm not going to keep waiting. And then this other person, Joe, is the second one coming in where you feel like, oh, there's no I don't have to worry any longer. I'm in tune with my spiritual guides. That's this little bird. I'm not as stressed about this. I'm not stressed about the practicality, the stability, money stability. I'm not worried about that in this situation. So I actually think that you are moving away from Ryan because you're tired of waiting. And with Joe, you've got this opportunity of real stability. And it makes me wonder, since we've got all of this money, is that an important aspect in a relationship to you? And there's no shame in that. I mean, you just might really need a partner that's got financial stability or somebody that can provide or either meet you in this lifestyle that you are wanting to achieve or live. So, Nine of Pentacles, this is a great card, a lot of stability in this. So, I would give you a big thumbs up in reshifting that focus towards Joe.
All right, Ava. Thank you for attending today's live stream. And we really appreciate your question today. Now, our next question comes from Susan. She's requesting just a general kind of, or dealer's choice card pull is more specific.
A dealer's choice. Okay, interesting, because the minute I started to get her name, I started to look up, and usually when that happens, I'm slipping into more of a mediumship role. So there's a little male spirit that's up here with her. Well, I'm getting a lot of younger male spirit that's up here that is watching over her. This card is the card of new beginnings, new opportunities. We're not allowed to really dive into pregnancy and fertility matters, although I do want to say sometimes this card does come up for that. And it's fascinating that this card's coming up in conjunction with the fact that I get this younger soul over here. So I feel like it's worth me commenting about that. But on the surface, this card, the sun, it's like the sun's come out after a series of really gloomy days and rainy, dark days, and now there's brightness on the horizon. All these little sunflowers in the back means like better days ahead, more positive time ahead. But this little child, the infant, meaning new beginnings, new opportunities, is something worth noting. And just so you know, you've got this male spirit up here that's around you, here to help. So pay attention to those messages if you have the ability to communicate or reach out for a mediumship reading. But you've got a little guide blessing you on some new opportunities, new awakenings for you with this sun card.
All right. Thank you, Susan, for attending today's live stream. And right before we get into our next question from Linda, I want to shout out the best ways to reach you for that one-on-one psychic reading for those who might be interested with getting that reading with Psychic Marin here. Now, Marin is not limited to just tarot on California Psychics. She's also really gifted in timelines and so much more. So if you are wanting that one-on-one personal psychic reading with Marin with a guaranteed answer to your question, make sure you go to californiapsychics.com or our California Psychics app. And I do have to ask, Marin, when is the very next time you are going to be ready and available for those one-on-one psychic readings?
Right after this live, Carson, I'm going to be on all afternoon. So in about 5-10 minutes, I'll be logging on to take your calls. And by, I think I'm wrapping up at 3 o'clock today, Pacific time, but I will be back again this evening. And my typical schedule is that of afternoons and evenings to accommodate all the time zones. And you can always reach out to customer service for an appointment if you don't have the liberty of just waiting in my queue. Sometimes they get full. And I know that if you got a busy schedule and you want that call at the top of the hour so you're not just aimlessly waiting, call customer service and they'll hook you up with an appointment.
All right, that was a wonderful explanation. And now for our card for Linda. She is wondering if a career card, what is there a message that the cards are saying that she needs to do in order to secure a job for her career journey, is what she's requesting.
To secure a job for her career journey. Okay. Let me, gosh, I have two cards. I thought I would just get one when I was pulling, but there was another one that snuck in, and it's kind of funny because they are both are very similar in energy. This is you, since we've done a lot about pentacles today. This is the Page of Pentacles. And when I was just commenting a few minutes ago saying there's somewhere you're gazing, like you're dreaming and you're looking up, trying to manifest versus the orientation of those pentacles being beneath you. This is that perfect example of the card that I was just saying, where you're dreaming, you're longing for this opportunity and looking. But the other card that paired with this is the Ace of Wands, and the wands are fire and passion. And so the problem within your job search, if I pair these two together, is that you may be dreaming and wanting this job, but if the passion is missing, if this is something where you cannot roll out of bed every morning and feel excited about going to work, if you don't love your job like I love my job, it's not going to work. So this has to be a career and a job and something that you are so passionate about that you would just almost do it for free. Let's say that you could do this for the rest of your life because you just love what you're doing. You've got to find something that you're passionate about. So if this is like, I'm sorting mail, I'm working in retail, I'm just in some aimless job that has no passion, not going to happen. And you're going to keep searching and unhappy and searching and no passion. So make sure that your pursuits and what you're looking for is something that makes you just fire and alive inside, because that's going to be the dream job and what sustains you, and that's what's missing.
All right, Linda. Um, She says she's also trying to get back into assisting seniors back into
Oh,
55
yeah.
plus communities. It's very admirable, Linda.
Do
Thank
you
you.
have a background, Linda, in any kind of like, did you used to have physical fitness? This takes me back to like the 80s and jazzercise or even like chair yoga or some sort of Zumba. I saw, I've got a dance background myself, and I saw this video the other day of elders like sitting in their chairs doing tap dancing with just one foot and just the littlest bit of exercise and mobility. But when you commented about that, I just got an image of something that's more physical. So I'm wondering if there's a background or you personally having something more about health and nutrition and physicality, and that you're bringing that element into the senior community.
All right. Linda, yes, we hope that message from Marin resonated with you. We only have a couple minutes left in
Okay.
today's Tarot Thursday live stream before Marin is going to be going back online on CaliforniaPsychics.com. So if you are wanting that one-on-one reading with her with a guaranteed answer to your questions, you can always go to CaliforniaPsychics.com. And we'll go through questions, or just a couple of questions, Marin, before we finish. Now, our first one is for Myrna. She got married in September 2024. What do you see for their future? So a love card for the two of them.
Um, this is, we cannot end on this one, Carson. This is not the best card because this is showing a relief of heartache. So if this marriage was not easy, if your relationship basically went from everything's wonderful, so much focus on wedding, and now you find yourself married and unhappy. This is a card of heartbreak. So what this is showing is diminished heartbreak. This means these swords are starting to fall out. It means less of that heartache. So you must have had a bigger adjustment into married life, or maybe it's not the married life that you expected or thought it would be, but this is easing. On the surface, this just isn't the best card. So if there's something a little deeper, maybe something that you're keeping private or not wanting to discuss publicly on this live, you're welcome to give me a call, because this is more of an indication of like some real heartache, but it's resolving. It's going to get better.
All right. Now our next card pull real quick is going to be for Dana. She's requesting a love card, please, for her ex, Dana and Dewan, getting back together.
Okay. Fascinating. This is the Hierophant. We haven't seen this card in a while, Carson. The Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. Obviously, this person looks very much like they are a religious figure. It looks more like a priest. And in front of these priests are these two individuals that are just like bowing down to him, taking in all of his teachings and lessons. So this often comes up in terms of spiritual counseling, but also good old practical mundane marriage therapy and counseling. And so you need an advisor, you need a mentor, somebody that's going to basically explain things in a way that you can hear them, because the communication patterns between the two of you must not be working. So you need that neutral person or mediator that's going to be able to moderate the conversations and get you guys moving forward and healing. So seek out that guidance to ensure a more successful relationship.
All right, Marie. It looks like we have reached the end of our hour for today's Tarot Thursday live stream. So we want to thank everybody for attending today's live stream today. And as a reminder, we will be hosting our next Tarot Thursday live stream. So if you want to attend again, it will be at the end of the month, so March 27th. As also a reminder, we will be hosting our free live preview of California Psychics every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And you can catch Psychic Marin or her previous live stream that she hosted on this past Monday to see an additional kind of showcase of her abilities as well. We want to thank everybody for attending today's Tarot Thursday live stream. And Marin, can you go ahead and shout out one final time? When is that next time you're going to be online and ready for those one-on-one psychic readings on CaliforniaPsychics.com?
Like 5 minutes. I'll be going onto the line for a few hours this afternoon and then again this evening. That's typically my schedule, afternoon and evening. So you can catch me or call customer service if you want an appointment and don't want to wait in my queue.
All right. That was a wonderful way or a wonderful explanation, Marin. So thank you everybody for attending today's California Psychics Tarot Thursday live stream with Psychic Marin. And don't forget to tune in to our next one on March 27th. We'll be giving out some reminders before then as well. Thank you, everybody. And until next
Thank you.
time, bye-bye.